What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. One of my favorite parts of 2022 is how consistently my dude Caleb at Axiom Color in Midtown has lined me up absolutely perfectly all year. Every 2 weeks I go back to him for a fresh fade. So if you're in Atlanta looking for a brand new cut, hit him up. But today we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. Not only do I think that 2022 was a great year for me, I think it was a year where I matured a lot. I quit my job, my girlfriend moved in, I switched apartments and did a lot of other cool things in between. So today we're gonna walk through all of that. Here's my entire year wrapped into one video. Sit back, relax, I hope you enjoy. Let's go. So I actually rang in the new year with my family in Phoenix, Arizona, because we took a vacation there from Christmas of 2021 through New Year's into 2022. And I think out west in this country is something that you really can't experience anywhere else. The scenery, the hiking, the nature is second to none. I spent all vacation hiking and climbing to the top of a mountain. Got some sweet shots with my drone over Phoenix, over Arizona, and it was so beautiful, so incredible. Me and my girlfriend are actually planning a trip out west, whether it be Phoenix, Sedona, somewhere in California, Denver, anywhere else out west. We hope to get back there sometime in 2023. After Phoenix, I of course came back to Atlanta and I got back to work. At the time I was working for a large accounting firm, and really I was not enjoying it at all. I think on YouTube I made it seem like it was okay, it was decent, it was a good experience, it was decent money. Well, in reality I did not like what I was doing at all. So I was working crazy amount of hours, oftentimes 70 hours a week, doing something I did not enjoy for only base salary, no commission, nothing else on top, and it really was just not that fun. A couple weeks after that I made a quick trip home to Cleveland, quick up and back trip in 24 hours for one of my good friends' weddings from high school. And it's honestly pretty crazy to me that because I'm 23 years old now, I have at least 4, 5, 6 friends that are engaged or married, and I just can't see myself doing that anytime in the near future at all. But it's surreal to me that I'm getting up to that age where it's a normal thing to propose, get married, go on a honeymoon, and start the rest of your permanent life together. Me personally, I don't think I'm gonna get married for a while, but if you want to get married at this age or whenever you think you're ready, by all means go do it, and I wish you the very best. After I got back to Atlanta, I started a brand new challenge, a 75 hard challenge, and it was 75 days of complete hell. Well, maybe not hell, but it was very difficult because everything involved. The 75 hard challenge, I had to do a number of things every single day for 75 days straight. First of all, I had to work out twice a day. One had to be outside. I had to drink a gallon of water. I had to read 10 pages in a non-fiction book. I had to take a progress pic every day, and also I had to follow a diet with no cheat meals. Oh, plus no alcohol at all. And honestly, the no alcohol might have been the hardest part because, you know, if you follow my channel, I like my craft beer. But I took on this challenge for a number of reasons. First of all, I knew it would be good for my body to take a cleanse from alcohol, and I think it was just a total cleanser and refresher to not drink for 75 days. Second of all, I wanted to get back to peak fitness, and by no means was I letting myself go, but I think because I was working so many hours, I was hitting the gym less and eating crappier than I was in the past. So I really had to make that shift and get back to how I was before. And the third reason I took on this challenge, and I don't think I shared this with you guys before, but it's because I was working that job I hated, doing so many hours. I felt so unmotivated and so just like brain dead every time I woke up to get to work, doing something I didn't enjoy. So I took on this challenge to get that mental stimulation, to make myself more active, make myself more energized, overall just feel better inside and out, both mentally and physically, and it really, really worked. Towards the end of the challenge, I flew to Florida where Skylar was living at the time, and we continued the challenge there together. But when I was in Sarasota laying on the beach with her, that's when we announced that she would be moving in with me here in Atlanta a couple months later. Fast forward a couple months, the rest is history, but I'll touch base on that more later in this video. Spent a couple more days in Florida, really enjoyed the beaches down there. Definitely gonna be back there sometime in 2023. But I came back to Atlanta after wrapped up the 75 hard challenge, and as a result, I really changed myself inside and out, mentally and physically. I think I matured a lot, and also made me realize what my purpose is in this life. And as a result, I made a huge decision and I quit my job. Yep, I quit my job in April, started a new one in a completely different field, and honestly it's probably the best decision I ever made because now I love my job, I truly do, plus I'm making a lot more money than I was before. Around that time I flew home to Cleveland. I can't remember the exact reason why, but I think part of it was just to talk over this potential job change with my parents, and I'm very fortunate that my parents, my overall family in general, have always been very supportive in everything I've done, so they completely backed changing jobs if that is ultimately what I wanted to do. Fast forward about a month or so, I had an incredibly busy summer. I started off by touring 12 different apartments, since at the time I was living in downtown at MAA Centennial Park if you're in Atlanta, and at the end of my lease I wanted something new, so I toured places in Midtown, Buckhead, and Old Fourth Ward along the Beltline, and toured so many because each one had something wrong with it. Not a single one was perfect. They were either too small, too expensive, not the right area, too old, etc. But ultimately came to a decision because I was sick of touring so many places and ended up picking the one I'm at now in the middle of Midtown. A little bit after that I went down to Tampa to join my girlfriend. We went to Sunset Music Festival, 3-day rave, my first ever rave. It was so incredibly fun, so we might make that a yearly tradition and go back to Sunset every single year, so stay tuned in case we do that again in 2023. After Tampa, went right back to Atlanta, and that's when I ultimately made the move from downtown Atlanta to Midtown, moved all my stuff out of my old apartment, got a U-Haul and everything, drove it just literally less than a mile up the street to the new apartment in Midtown, moved everything in. Very grateful for my family members that helped me make that move, and it really was a surreal experience, both growing and developing by myself in downtown, moving into Midtown, where I think I eventually wanted to be from the start. So yeah, got that taken care of, and then right after I moved in, I probably should have planned it better, to be honest. I flew to Boston to meet my parents in Massachusetts, went around Boston, went to Cape Cod, went to Martha's Vineyard, and so forth. That was towards the end of the summer. A great trip with my family. We like to do a yearly trip, and then right after that, went back to Atlanta. Come July, my long distance girlfriend moved in with me about a year and a half after I first DM'd her on Instagram. So it's just really wild how certain things work out. You can never plan how something is going to work out in your life, but this was probably the most monumental step I took in 2022, having my girlfriend move in with me, assuming this were to work out long term, which we think it will. This is like a permanent step, right? She's not going to move in with me and then move back out eventually. So this was a huge addition to my life that we both felt was the right move at the time, and so far it's worked exactly to plan, I think. But if you watch my last videos, we are looking for 1 bedroom because 2 people in a studio is pushing it. Just picked up some dinner at the amazing one and only Olive Garden, and my girlfriend actually just got her wisdom teeth out a couple days ago, so I thought I'd be the amazingly loving boyfriend that I am all the time and get her favorite restaurants. Now, in my opinion, Olive Garden is pretty overrated. I think they microwave half of their food, but it still tastes pretty good, especially the breadsticks. Fun fact, in high school I actually worked at Carrabba's, which in my opinion is like Olive Garden but a slight cut above. Even Carrabba's, they microwave some of their stuff. So if you think everything when you go out to eat is home cooked, fresh, out of the oven, you're wrong. But anyways, let's get back home and keep this video rolling. Alright, once she moved in, we kind of settled down and chilled out with all the traveling, just let her get ingrained into the city. She found work really quickly, and so I'd say fast forward 2 months to the middle of September when my next milestone of 2022 came about. I took on a brand new soccer coaching job on the side of my full-time work with Soccer in the Streets, huge organization here in Atlanta. I believe about 50 or 60 coaches, about 400 or 500 kids citywide. Mostly helps inner city kids get exposure to the game of soccer, so it really is a great opportunity for myself to get involved, change these kids' lives, impact them, and hopefully allow them to have a better path moving forward. Soon after that, me and Skylar made another trip back to Ohio to pick up her Rottweiler Prudence, who stayed with us, and it was such a joy having Prudence here, even though she's not that trained and she's kind of a hassle. It was amazing having a dog, even though it was really crammed with us two and a freaking 85-pound Rottweiler, 3 humans/dogs total in a 620 square foot apartment. So it was a hassle, but it was really fun. Prudence will eventually be ours for good. Me and Skylar took her home to Ohio over Thanksgiving when I actually surprised my family. So I've been back to Cleveland, Ohio a number of times in 2022. What are we at now? Like 4 or 5 or 6 times. I like to go back to see my family a lot because family is the most important thing in the whole world. By surprising them for Thanksgiving, they had no idea. They thought I was gonna be stuck in Atlanta and miss that holiday, but I managed to make it back. Was there just for a couple of days, and then me and Skylar came back to Atlanta, where we started celebrating the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas. Got our tree, decorated our apartment. Well, she decorated the apartment, everything in our apartment. And yeah, that is it. That was the entire 2022 that I experienced, and it's been one heck of a ride, and I know that going into 2023, we're only getting started. I can't wait to see where else we go from here. I truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart everyone who decides to take their time to follow me on this journey I'm on. I got lots of big plans for 2023. Gonna take my camera, get everything on film, and ultimately bring you guys along for the ride, show you guys some sweet content. It's gonna be an amazing 2023. I can't wait to take you guys along with me and see what we can accomplish. Gonna put my glasses on. This is the nerdy side of me that you guys don't see that often. I usually just wear my glasses at night when I'm about to go to bed because my eyes start hurting from my contacts. But if you have not followed me on Instagram, make sure you do that right now. Shoot me a DM, let's connect. I'd love to meet you guys, especially if you're here in the city of Atlanta. Next week, we're actually going back to you know where for the most wonderful time of the year. So I will see you then. In the meantime, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop me a thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel because I drop a new video every single Monday that you don't want to miss. See you next Monday.